Embalmed and mummified corpses are nothing new as global tourist attractions. From the Catholic incorruptibles like Saint Bernadette, displayed in France for over 130 years. Inside a mausoleum in Moscow's Red Square lies the body of the former leader Vadimir Lenin. It has been preserved inside an elaborate glass enclosure since his death in 1924. Though tended to regularly, the secrets of the preservation process at Lenin Labs remain a mystery. However macabre, these corpses serve something of a historical or religious purpose for many. This is not the case with a certain tourist attraction in Chihuahua, Mexico. Since 1930, La Pascualita has been on display inside a bridal shop window, and not necessarily popular due to her fashionable gowns and changing styles over the decades. You see, this particular model has long had people questioning if La Pascualita is really just a realistic mannequin or a corpse being used for one. Something is not quite right. She is certainly more lifelike than any other department store mannequin you've ever seen, especially in comparison to a typical 1930s example. Her face is lovely and astonishingly expressive. Thick eyelashes, a glassy-eyed, most pleasant gaze. Examining further, her hands seem to have been constructed with painstaking detail. She exhibits a fresh, blushed skin tone. Her legs even have varicose veins. In contrast to those blank, plain mannequins, whose sole purpose is to highlight the clothing they are wearing, La Pascualita's elaborate wedding dress is often only the second thing passerby might notice, thanks to her eerily lifelike features. Indeed, people have been taking notice of La Pascualita's debut in this particular window since she entered the scene. Locals back then were immediately struck in awe, not just by the beauty's appearance, but to the uncanny resemblance she bore to the late daughter of the shop owner, Pascualita Esparza. According to the story, his daughter was looking forward to her wedding day when she was tragically bitten by a black widow spider and succumbed to its fatal poison on the very day she was supposed to be wed, thus giving birth to the prospect and legend that La Pascualita was no mannequin at all, but the preserved body of the unlucky bride-to-be. Over the years, certain stories and eyewitness accounts persist. Many have claimed La Pascualita's eyes follow them as they walk around the store, or that they've suddenly turned around to find her in a totally different position. Past and present shop workers report being significantly unnerved in her presence.
Cada vez que estoy cerca de Pascualita, mis manos empiezan a sudar y sus manos lucen muy reales y sus venas en su pierna. Creo ella fue una persona real.
A twist on the legend is that La Pascualita is indeed just a mannequin. At least it started out that way. However, this version of the story proclaims to include a visitor from France who was a magician. He became so entranced and smitten with the bridal mannequin that he would visit her every night and bring her to life, dancing with her, taking her for secret walks around outside in the night, then returning her to the storefront each morning. To this day, she is taken out of sight when her clothing is changed. Whatever the true origins of La Pascualita, she has become an attraction in her own right over the years. It seems almost improbable how an embalmed corpse can remain completely intact in the Mexican heat for over 8 decades, especially knowing the extreme measures taken behind closed doors to preserve Lenin by scientists. The current owner knows her presence remains good for business. When asked for the truth about La Pascualita, the famous mannequin in his storefront, he simply winked and replied, "Is it true? Is she just a mannequin? I really couldn't say." So I doubt anybody would buy a gown that had been donned by a potential corpse, or chose that design out of sheer superstition.